Democrats are fighting back, and it is making Donald Trump furious. We have our foot on the gas. Never have we been more unified and a message or action against Donald Trump's agenda in the House. We see members speaking and protesting in the streets against Donald Trump and Elon Musk criminality, their corruption, their attack on our government, and in the Senate, we have seen Democratic senators hold the Senate floor for hours on end now in protest of Donald Trump's Noam and Rusbot to lead the Office of Budget and Management. We see Senator Chris Murphy last night speaking from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. The night shift to make sure Rusbot does not get confirmed. The guy who wrote Project 2025 is who Donald Trump is trying to put into a position of power to tear apart our government. Senate Democrats aren't letting it happen, and they are going to make sure people pay attention to what is happening. And someone who did just that was Elizabeth Warren. Dropped the hammer on a plan Donald Trump tried to keep secret in Project 2025, and she's making sure everyone knows about it. I want to take a look. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now let's get into this incredible speech Senator Warren gave.
I want to talk for just a minute about Project 2025. During the 2024 election, the American people became familiar with this Republican document called Project 2025. The document laid out Republican plans to reshape our country if they gained control. Now, Americans, little at a time, got a chance to see the plan. People started to read it, and they were shocked. In no time, people from across the political spectrum, not just Democrats, Republicans, Independents, made clear how much they hated Project 2025 and that they wanted no part of it. So what was in Project 2025 that made it so widely hated across the political spectrum? A few things: firing civil servants, weaponizing the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, unleashing force onto protesters and targeting political opponents, restricting abortion nationwide, ripping retirement and health care benefits from seniors, dismantling public education, and, biggest and best, funding tax cuts for the rich by raising taxes on America's middle class. And I want to be clear, it's a big document. Those are just the top lines. So Donald Trump's response was to swear over and over and over again that he had nothing to do with those plans. Didn't know about them, didn't endorse them, didn't want anything to do with them. Here are some of the things that Donald Trump said about Project 2025 back in 2024. Quote, "I know nothing about Project 2025. I have nothing to do with Project 2025. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal." And my personal favorite, they've been told officially, legally, in every way that we have nothing to do with Project 2025. So think about that. During the 2024 election, Donald Trump claimed he didn't know anything about Project 2025, but he lied. Shortly after the election, he nominated one of the chief architects of Project 2025 in a key role with the government. Now, Donald Trump has named the lead architect of Project 2025, Russ Vought, to oversee the federal government's entire budget office. That's right. Listen to this one. He is putting the head writer of the plans that you had only read about in nightmares in a key government position. Russ Vought wrote Project 2025, and now Donald Trump is rewarding him by inviting him into the government in order to carry out the Republican blueprint to make our government force people to live in the image that Russ Vought and other extremist Republicans approve of. And he plans to rework our economy to benefit the wealthiest among us and make everybody else pay for it. Here are just a few of the things that Russ Vought has called for. Russ Vought has called on Congress to outlaw medication abortion nationwide, restricting women's reproductive rights even in states that protect abortion. Russ Vought has encouraged discrimination against transgender people in the workplace and in healthcare. In his first stint as OMB director, Russ Vought decried the use of federal funding for diversity and equity training in a letter to federal agencies. The Project 2025 playbook, doesn't matter whether or not you live in a state that says, no, we are going to protect abortion, Russ Vought wants to find a way to make sure it's shut down everywhere. He wants to encourage discrimination against transgender people. He thinks that getting rid of civil rights is the way to go for the American government, and he says he wants to put federal workers in trauma and destroy the merit-based system for civil servants so he can fill up our government with right-wing extremists. Now, we are already seeing firsthand the devastating effects of Russ Vought's plan for America. Russ Vought was the puppet master behind the funding shutdown that threw this country into chaos last week. You know, I saw this in Massachusetts. Parents didn't know if their toddler's daycare would be open. Seniors didn't know if the hot meal that they were expecting from Meals on Wheels would grind to a halt. No one knew if the nursing homes funded by Medicaid would be able to pay their workers. And that was just the tip of the iceberg for Russ Vought. If he is confirmed, you can absolutely bet on Russ Vought pulling out the rug from working people over and over and over again. And quite frankly, we don't know where he will stop. This is where they've started, 3 weeks in, and this is where they've started. So will Russ Vought, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump stop when they've ripped abortion rights away from every single woman in America? Will he stop when he's abolished the Department of Education and fired 180,000 teachers from their jobs? Will he stop when he has privatized Medicare and when seniors can't afford to go see the doctor? Will he stop when he's done stealing from middle-class families in order to fund tax breaks for the wealthiest households? By the way, that is in his blueprint too. Tax hikes for the middle class, tax breaks for the rich. Or will he stop when he crashes the economy? And take it from me, with these kind of plans, crashing the economy is no longer a stretch. Russ Vought's Project 2025 proposals will lead to higher inflation, higher interest rates, and weaker economic growth. Project 2025 would seriously threaten another recession. Look, already, families all across this country are feeling the pressure from high grocery prices, while Donald Trump and his administration just turn their backs on working families. American families cannot afford for Russ Vought to be in charge. We don't know how far Russ Vought's extremism will go, but we can't afford to wait and find out. Americans voted for each and every one of us right here in the United States Senate to fight for them. And they do not expect us to roll over and play dead. It is our sworn duty to stop dangerous people like Russ Vought before he destroys our freedom, our economy, and the stability of every working family in this nation. And so I urge every senator to vote no on his nomination.
This is exactly what we need right now. We need to be united behind this message. We need to be united in pushing back against Donald Trump. We need to be exercising every lever of power we have. I have been very disappointed to see Democrats vote to confirm Donald Trump's nominees, and I've seen some people say, I had a conversation about this on Twitter, and if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen this, that when we vote yes on Donald Trump's nominees, it's effectively saying no. We don't entirely believe the truth. This is a corrupt and criminal fascist quasi-dictatorship that Donald Trump is putting together here. We saw John Fedman vote yes on Pam Bondi, an election denier who worked to overturn the 2020 election and wouldn't state in her hearing that Joe Biden was lawfully elected president, someone who will prosecute Donald Trump's political opponents, someone who will weaponize the Justice Department. Sure, she's not Matt Gaetz, but that doesn't make her good. There have been far too many votes. Believe it was 10-13 Democrats who voted for Donald Trump's nominee to lead up the Department of Energy. After the devastating effects of the climate crisis, we have seen just over the past year, just over the past couple of months, Donald Trump's Secretary of Energy, you're voting yes on. These are people who will do whatever Donald Trump wants. These are people who will act in corrupt and criminal ways on behalf of Donald Trump. Anything we give them, they'll take with and run. We have to start treating this administration like what it is, which is possibly the end of democracy. If we don't fight back, it's that serious. We cannot give on anything. We always have to be fighting. We always have to be talking about it. That's what Elizabeth Warren was doing. That's what Senate Democrats are doing. I love it. Stop saint voting yes on any of these nominees. Vote no. On all of them, no one cares if you vote. Yes on one of Donald Trump's nominees, there is no one who is going to vote for John Fedman in Pennsylvania because he voted yes on Pam Bondi. If you want to find other ways to be bipartisan on bills that actually matter, sure, go ahead, but his nominees, stop it. Call them all out, vote no. Hold it up, do what we're doing right now. I love it. We need more of it. I'm going to be talking about it on the show every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.